Okay. So we're still in section one, core beliefs. And this question would be, if somebody says, I need marketing, what would be my first response? Um, it depends, but honestly, what I would respond with in a general sense would be, what are you trying to do? Um, because somebody saying they need marketing is kind of nebulous. Like, if you're a business owner, you need marketing. So I'm going to assume they're trying to do something in particular, like they're trying to run an event, they've got a special they're trying to do. I don't immediately think it's a business owner who suddenly realized that they suck at marketing and that they want to get better at it. Um, so that's why I would say, what are you trying to do? From there, it would depend on, as I said, what they say, if they're doing an event or something like that. Now, if it's a newer business, that may be different. So if I say, well, what are you trying to do? And they say, well, I've just, started this business and I need to get the word out, that'll lead into a different line of questioning that is separate than somebody who's got a business for a while and they're doing something new. Mostly because if it's a newer business owner and I say, what are you trying to do? And they say, well, I have a new business that I'm starting, it would go into a series of discovery questions. Do you know who your ideal client is? Do you have anybody who's tried what you're offering? Do you have any results? Where did you get this from? So they'd be questions along those lines to try and figure out where they're at. And hang on, there we go. And then from there, if it's somebody who's, say they're an established business and they say they need marketing, that'll lead into the, is it a new product launch? Is it an event? And those questions will be a little different because they probably already know who their ideal client is. And it'll be, what have you tried to do? Have you done any marketing for this before? Have you tried to sell anything like this? It'll sort of fall down that line of questioning. But either way, it's usually me trying to find out what it is they're trying to do to really determine if them saying that they need marketing is really the answer. Maybe they just need, a new offer or something, like, oh, I need marketing. Why do you need marketing? Well, sales are low. And that's a different set of questions. Well, why are sales low? Or is it the ads are no longer performing? Is it the sales page isn't working right? Is this a new offer? Like, it's a different line of questioning. So it's not necessarily a cry for help. Usually, if somebody were to come to me and say they need marketing, in my experience, that is not a point at which they actually are serious about needing help. They're just more or less feeling out whether they want to do this or that they have to do it. And that comes from, if somebody was having problems, they would say, I need help with my ads, or my sales page isn't converting, or how do I get people to buy from me more often? And even though those are all aspects of marketing, they reside further down. And it's a matter of understanding that I need marketing is just sort of like it's like a blanket statement. Like, somebody wants to get in shape, they're like, I need to exercise. Like, okay, there's a lot of different ways to do that, right? Or I need to eat healthy. Okay, which diet? Like, what do you mean by eat healthy? Like, there's a lot. So I think if in the same sense as if you had somebody who, say, was a personal trainer and they find something, they go, well, I want to get in shape, or like, I need a fitness plan, they're going to say the same thing. What are you trying to achieve? And that in itself will determine the next set of questions and the game plan. In my space, in the marketing space, somebody saying I need marketing is, to me, it's just it's a very plain, like, I need to make more money, or I want more vacation time. It isn't really a well thought out um statement. It's just sort of like, oh yeah, I should do this, right? I, I should cut back on sweets, or I should exercise more. That's kind of what I need marketing sounds like to me. In which case, I said, I don't give much attention. I just say, well, what are you trying to do? You know, because a lot of from there, you'll get a better answer. So if you find yourself in a spot where you're like, huh, I need marketing, I would encourage you to dig a little deeper and actually figure out what it is you're trying to do and what you've actually done so far to get there. Because in my experience, most people will say they've done a lot, but if you actually look at what you've done and be serious about it and not be blinded by the ego telling you that you've done a lot when you really haven't, you'll notice that maybe you haven't done as much as you could have. You'll fall into the I've tried everything crowd, which is the I've tried several things and I feel like that's a lot. And therefore, I'm going to make myself feel better by saying I've tried everything. And that's just not the case. So dig a little bit deeper, see what you've actually tried, and just be honest with yourself. If you want to reach that next level of success, you don't start with a statement like I need marketing. You start with a much deeper statement of what it is you're running into problems doing and looking for help there. Anyway, that's how I'd respond to something like that. See you guys in the next video.